Hello and welcome to Vocals in the Key of D. It is me again. We are going to do something so awesome today, and it's got to do with your vocal training. We're going to be practicing our breathing, working on our breathing. So without further ado, I think that's the saying, let us go. Hello, so as I said, we're going to be practicing breathing today, right? So breathing is a really important part of your singing, because if you don't use your techniques really well when breathing and when using your diaphragm, you can actually hurt your voice, as spoken about in other videos. So today we're going to show you 4 exercises, alright, 4 exercises that you can do to ensure that you are using your diaphragm correctly. The first one is really important. This one is, you need to make sure that you're using your diaphragm and not the upper part of your chest, okay? So you need to use your full lung capacity. When you do this, this is not only good for your singing, this is good for your breathing, your talking voice, your skin, your whatever you can think of. It's really good to ensure that when you're breathing correctly, oxygen is moving all the way through your body. So I'm going to show you how this works. Again, you need to make sure that you do not use the upper part of your body. So doing this is wrong, okay? That is a wrong way of breathing. If you look at a baby and the way they breathe with their diaphragm. So standing like this, you can see my diaphragm is here, my stomach area is here, my pelvis area is over here. This over here is the area that needs to move, okay? So not, it needs to be. Can you see which area is moving? This area here. So that's your diaphragm. Your diaphragm literally sits like this, and when you breathe out, it's like a balloon. It goes. That's exactly what it's doing. So we're going to make sure that you are doing the correct thing. It's also awesome to maybe put something on you, like a little rubber band, or even lay on the floor with some books on you. And actually your aim is to make sure that that rubber band stretches, or the books go up and down, up and down. But we're going to put our hands over there and we're going to go. Can you see how my shoulders are not moving? So I'm not going, I'm going. Okay, so you can do that for as long as you want to. Make sure that you don't do it for too long, because you can get a little bit lightheaded, especially if you're not used to it. But that is an important part of your breathing, okay? Ensuring that you use your diaphragm 100%, not your upper chest. Okay, the other thing that we're going to be doing today is a little bit of hissing. This is possibly the hardest part, because it's actually also a mind thing. So you sort of think you're running out of breath, but you need to make sure that your mind is occupied, so your mind's not going, I'm running out of breath. You need to just stick to it. The whole point of this is to ensure that your diaphragm is releasing air at a slow pace, at an even pace, to strengthen that diaphragm, okay? So we're gonna do this, and we're gonna put a timer on the screen. I'm also gonna time myself, and we need to try and get at least up to 30 seconds. If not 30 seconds, and you're really good at it, you can always do 1 minute. But those for beginners, try your best, your hardest to ensure that you get up to 30 seconds. So let's go. So it's really important for you to breathe in with your diaphragm, keep it there. Now we're going to start hissing. Okay, so I got up to about 35 seconds there. You know, we need to at least get to 1 minute. It really does take a lot of practice. So make sure that you're doing it every day and make sure that you do it twice, okay? One after the other so that you can try and beat the previous score. That's the whole point of it. Document it and see how far you can get in a month. In a month, you should be able to do about a minute, which is really, really good. As you saw, make sure that your teeth are together. Your tongue is at the back of your teeth, so making the hissing sound, make sure that it's constant. And if you start feeling like it's not being constant, it's almost like you need to now lock your diaphragm and get really, really hard and get all the breath out, and then, you know, get a little bit more breath out and then lock your diaphragm and get, that's kind of like how it feels. Almost like you're locking your diaphragm, getting the last bit of air out, locking your diaphragm, getting the last bit of air out. So that's really important, okay? Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so this next one is pretty cool and it's also pretty easy. We're going to be doing our blowing out, okay? So you're taking a deep breath and you're going 1, deep breath, 2, now we're going to go 3, on 3 you need to make sure that all of your breath is out, but the trick is to ensure that when you're doing that, when you're counting that, there's equal amounts of air. Alright, now it does take a little bit of getting used to, so in the beginning you may not really fully understand, but as you go along your body will know and your body will tell you what the right amount of the air is, okay? We're going to start now and we're going to have the counting on the screen because you know, I kind of can't count whilst I'm blowing. But the aim is to try and go up to 10. If you can go further than that, 15, 20, 30 even, as you go more and more, your breaths will be a little bit more less, so that you can actually compensate for the amount of time that you're doing it. Alright, but let's aim for this. We're going to go up until 10. And then if you'd like to redo the video again, you can always do it yourself to 30 or whatever amount. Let's go. Okay, so that was it for that one. Make sure that if you go any further than that, that your breaths sort of get a little bit more less, and so that you can compensate and get more out of the counting. We're going to do the next one, which is basically in for 4, hold for 4, and out for 8. I'm saying 8 because you can do in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, or in for 4, hold for 8, out for 8. You can sort of choose. If you're a beginner, you should actually do 4, 4, 8, but that's what we're going to do right now. So, and we're going to do it a couple of times. Again, make sure that you do have a place where you can sit, because sometimes if you're using your breath too much, you can get a little bit dizzy, especially if you're new at this. But let's try it. We're going to do this 5 times. If you need to stop before then, please do. All your breath must be out. Let's go again. Okay. I'm going to do a little bit more. So shall we do in for 4, hold for 8, out for 8. Let's go. Now we're going to try going out for 10. Let's go. Great stuff, that was awesome. So now you have a couple of exercises that you can go and do, throw in there. But yes, it's all about the diaphragm, ensuring that you can breathe, because you know when you have those really long notes, you need to have your pocket of air to really get it out there. So this is me, this is vocals in the key of D. I hope that you enjoyed the session. Go back, go and take a look at the exercises, do them at home and do them on a daily basis, because it's really good for your vocals. So we will see you next week.